The company that we chose is Meta Platform Inc., which is a global technology company behind all major platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Messenger, and WhatsApp. Its mission is to connect future human connections through technology. To make it innovative, Meta uses a flexible structure with semi-independent product teams and cross-functional collaborations to make it adapt quickly to global trends. However, Meta also faces challenges such as public trust, data privacy, and misinformation. These are the critical issues that the company faces as it grows. Meta uses a matrix organizational structure where employees have to report to both functional and project managers. This cross-functional collaboration encourages employees to have collaborations between engineering, design, and marketing. Teams are formed based on specific goals, and employees are selected not only for their skill but also their adaptability and fit in Meta's value. With the support of tools like Workplace, employees have the autonomy to make their own decisions and communicate more effectively. This structure helps Meta to stay innovative and overcome all of their challenges.
Today, I'll be talking about powers and politics within Meta platform, which most of us know as the company behind Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Like any organizations, Meta has internal power dynamics, but what makes it unique is how centralized that power is, especially in the hands of one person, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO and co-founder. Zuckerberg isn't just a typical CEO. Due to a special dual-class share system, he holds the majority of voting rights. So even though he doesn't own most of the company's shares, he still has final say on major decisions, like who sits on the board or where the company is headed strategically. Let's break down the types of power he holds. First, there's legitimate powers. That's the formal authority that comes with his CEO title. Then, he also has expert powers because of his deep knowledge in tech and innovation. Next is reference power. As the original founder, a lot of people look up for him. His story and vision inspire loyalty from employees and even investors. And finally, the most important one, ownership powers. Thanks to the voting right from the share structure, he has control over Meta's directions even more than the board or other shareholder. This kind of concentrated powers mean that most decisions and internal politics revolve around Zuckerberg's visions. It can be positive, like having clear leadership and faster innovations, but on the flip side, it may limit opposing views and reduce balance. In conclusion, Mark Zuckerberg is without a doubt the most influential figure at Meta. His unique mix of former authority, expertise, charisma, and shared controls give him unmatched power in the company's internal structure. Understanding this helps us see how decisions are made at Meta and how leadership shape the future of such a massive tech company.
Hi, I'm Katrina. So now I will talk about culture in Meta. So as we know, Meta is a leading tech company that values speed, innovation, honesty, and long-term impact. As you can see in my slide, they have 6 culture that includes values like move fast, build awesome things, be direct and respect, focus on long-term impact, live in the future, and Meta makes me. These values are meant to drive collaboration, creativity, and share responsibility. But they also have conflict in culture. So the real employee experiences show that some values are not always applied consistently. For example, fast pace leads to burnout. Second, respect and transparency are sometimes lacking in leadership. Third, long-term focus is questioned during mass layoffs. And favoritism undermines the spirit of unity. So, this shows that strong values must be supported by fair leadership to truly success. Alright, let's talk about communication. At Meta, communication plays a vital role in daily operations. There are 4 main types of communication used, such as verbal, non-verbal, intrapersonal, and interpersonal. So, for verbal communication happens in meetings and town halls. For example, Mark Zuckerberg answers employee questions directly, showing openness during tough times. Second, non-verbal communication includes body language and emojis. For example, through online meeting, many employees use fire emojis to express frustration after the layoffs. Third, intrapersonal communication is when employees think carefully before speaking. This became important after a policy was introduced limiting sensitive discussions. And lastly, interpersonal communication happens in team chats and forums where employees share support and feedback with each other. So, these four types help Meta stay connected and manage challenges better.
Now, I will explain the organizational processes at Meta. These include the company's strategies, structure, and system. All of these processes help Meta to operate efficiently, but they also come with some challenges. First, strategy. Meta strategy has changed over time. In the beginning, they focused on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, but since 2021, Meta shift to a bigger goal, building the metaverse using virtual and augmented reality. They also invest heavily in AI and data to improve user experience and advertising. This strategy helps Meta innovate, but it also increases pressure on employees to meet high expectations. Second, structure. Meta uses a matrix structure where employees report to both a functional manager and a product manager. This allows better teamwork across departments and make the company more flexible. However, it also causes confusion because sometimes employees receive different instructions or are unsure of their roles. This can lead to stress and miscommunication. Then, system. Meta use many advanced digital systems. For example, HR systems are used to managing hiring, performance, and employee well-being. For daily work, they use tools like Workplace, Google Workplace, Asana, and Jira. These systems support remote work and make communication easier, but sometimes employees feel overwhelmed by too many messages or notifications. Then, efficiency versus challenges. In general, this organizational process help Meta grow fast and stay competitive. The strategy gives direction, the structure encourage collaboration, and the system improve productivity. But at the same time, employees face high pressure, unclear roles, and digital overload, which can affect their well-being. We move to the next point, which is improvement. To reduce these issues, Meta introduced internal programs like Wellness Week, manager training, and feedback cycles. Still, during big change like rebranding to Meta or company layoff, many employees report high level of stress. Then, for the last point is conclusion. In conclusion, Meta strategy, structure, and system reflect its identity as a fast and innovative tech company. These processes support company success but also create internal challenge. So, it's important to Meta to continue improving their processes to support both company goals and employee satisfaction.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Wayed and I will talk today about current issues in Meta company. The first issue is hybrid and remote work. Meta adopted remote and hybrid work after the pandemic of COVID-19, which offered flexibility but also caused issues like weaker communication, less teamwork, and employee isolation. Managers had to shift from strict control to a more trust-based leadership style. This change affected motivation and team connection across the company. The second issue is diversity and inclusion concern. Meta has made effort to improve diversity and inclusion through reports and training, but the results are not consistent across all teams. Some employees, especially from minority groups, still feel excluded or underrepresented. This gap between what the company promotes and what employees experience can lead to lower participation, weaker teamwork, and internal conflict.
Meta can improve collaboration and communication by adopting a matrix-style structure, encouraging cross-functional teamwork, and ensuring employees clearly understand their roles and goals. Open, inclusive communication is essential through tools like anonymous feedback channels, AMA sessions with leadership, and regular pulse surveys. Training managers in active listening and inclusive dialogue while linking communication effectiveness to KPIs reinforce these efforts to address deeper issues like favoritism and ethical concerns. Meta should implement transparent conflict resolution protocols and establish forums like an ethics circle for open, respectful discussion. This step help rebuild trust, promote accountability, and align innovation with employee values. Meta Platforms is navigating major internal change driven by its shift to remote and hybrid work, which, while flexible, has weakened collaboration and team cohesion. Recent mass layoffs have further impact morale, increasing workloads, and emotional strain, which has lower motivation and trust in leadership. Challenge around diversity and equity persists with inconsistent implementation across departments, leaving some employees, especially from underrepresented groups, feeling excluded. Additionally, ethical concerns over AI use have created internal tensions, as employees seek alignment between their work and personal values. To sustain performance and employee commitment, Meta must prioritize inclusive leadership, transparent communication, ethical integrity, and a psychologically safe work culture.